Welcome back, Soulful Society, to Soulful of Wellness,
the multi-generational podcast brought to you by two functional imperfectionists
and certified coaches
who deliver tips to live your most authentic, balanced, and anxiety-free life.
While we all know that exercise does your body good, you may be too busy and overextended to fit it into your schedule regularly.
No worries. Today we're here to share that there's great news when it comes to exercise and your stress level. We're discussing the relationship between exercise and stress relief and giving you 8 specific soulful tools to help you sneak more exercise into your everyday.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for another Thursday or another day of wellness goodness. Cheers to you, favorite people. Please don't forget, if you haven't already, to rate us, follow us, and leave us a review so that other people on their wellness journey can also join the Soulful Society.
Like I mentioned a moment ago, today we have great news for you.
Woo-hoo!
You don't need to be a serious athlete or total fitness fanatic to reap the rewards of dedicated daily movement. Exercise in any and all its forms can act as a stress reliever in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing more activity into your life can boost your feel-good endorphins and help you keep those worries under control.
And who doesn't want that? Today, we're talking about how exercise is related to stress relief and giving you 8 tools to incorporate more movement into your life with ease and authenticity. We want to put a big emphasis on that because that's the soulful theme, right? Sneaking exercise and movement into your day in a way that works for you, in a way that feels good, authentic, and natural, not something that's forced or another thing on your schedule.
Yes, don't need one more thing. All right, we're going to kick this off by talking about the relationship between exercise and stress relief, or exercise and what it does, not just for your physical body, but also for your mental well-being and your emotional wellness.
Right.
And then we're going to move into our 8 specific tools.
Right. So we'll cover the physical aspect, which you are probably familiar with, but hopefully you'll learn a few things that you didn't know after today's episode. And then we'll really stress why movement is so key in helping your mental health.
Let's talk about some of the specific stress-busting benefits that exercise has on your body. When you start moving, heart rate picks up and your brain releases endorphins. Physical activity may help bump up the production of feel-good neurotransmitters. You've all, I'm sure, heard about that elusive runner's high, but rest assured, you don't have to be running
to be a runner
to get those benefits. Any aerobic activity or brisk physical bursts of activity, such as a rousing game of tennis, y'all know I love, or a swift hike out in nature, basically whatever movement you love doing can contribute to that amazing feeling we get from the endorphins.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that this part of your wellness will really knocks out a lot of things, right? Like daily movement increases your physical health and your emotional wellness by creating that sense of well-being, which, puts more pep in your step and ease into your day. So we absolutely love that.
When you work out, your body goes into a simulated fight or flight response. For example, your heart rate picking up, your body starts to sweat to cool itself down. Those are similar to the reactions when you're in a fight or flight situation. But as you're generating them yourself without that emotional stimulus, you're training your brain that it's not always a bad thing to be put in that fight or flight situation. Isn't that really cool?
Whoa. That is so cool. I haven't heard that before. Because I was getting a little worried when you're like, we're putting ourselves in fight or flight. Well, we don't want that.
Right. You're physically in fight or flight. You're not mentally and emotionally in fight or flight. Your brain is very safe. It's thinking, well, heck, I selected this activity.
Mentally,
I
okay.
chose to do this. Nobody's after me.
Mhm.
But your body's physically responding to the stress, we'll call it the inputs of the physical exercise. So it's, picking up your heart rate and your sweat's going and
Mhm.
things are flowing similar to how they would if you were in that stressful situation. But it's teaching your brain that it doesn't have to be a bad thing to be breathing harder, to
Very
feel the heart pumping
cool.
harder. Exactly, isn't it? So this can lead to positive effects within your body on your cardiovascular system, on your digestive
I see the
well-being,
benefit.
and on your immune system, something we're all trying to beef up these days. And it helps protect your body from the overall harmful effects of stress in your life.
Right. I feel like it really adds this sense of resilience. And there's so much more to it than getting fit or feeling fit. And we do want to caveat by saying, like, we're not talking about joining a gym or a boutique fitness studio or finding some really intense kind of workout. No, we're talking about literally anything, any type of purposeful movement in the body, because all of these effects that we're describing have the most wonderful impact on your relationship with yourself inadvertently. In a way, you build that sense of trust with your body and respect and strength, both emotional strength and physical strength.
Increasing your sense of self as far as competence,
Mm-hmm.
how well you can do things, and confidence in yourself and in your body and in your abilities. Your ability to follow through on a goal, on making progress and steps in your plan, your confidence in your ability to physically be able to do things. It's empowering.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And let's think about the fact that we are human beings, not human doings. And a lot of our jobs, our careers kind of have us in this robotic routine of being a cog in a machine and sitting a lot and putting our energy outwards to the outward world instead of internally to ourselves and moving our body and being inside of our body, if that makes sense.
I love that. All right, we have probably all experienced when you're feeling some type of way and you completely change what you're doing. It reroutes your whole thought process, the whole direction your brain is going. It just diverts all the thoughts like record scratch, U turn, like you're off in a new path. Because when you change what you're doing, the physical activity, especially if it's a brisker activity, to some degree, you have to pay attention to what your body is doing, lest you fall on your face or hurt yourself in some way.
And you have to pay attention to your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even necessarily you have to, but you probably start to pay attention to your breath, which we know is one of our favorite anti-anxiety tools, breath work.
I always think in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Right.
When I'm doing any form of exercise.
So essentially, exercise movement, it's meditation in motion.
And it can not just divert thoughts that were going in an unhelpful or possibly dangerous direction, it can actually physically improve your mood. When these endorphins are released into your system, your whole mood elevates. Good moods become very good moods, and crummy moods can move into the no longer crummy mood range.
Very cool. Very cool. So just know, if you want more energy, more optimism, more calmness, clear headedness, focusedness, move your body.
Focusedness.
Focusedness.
I like that.
I just make
You
up that
just,
word? All right.
you did, and I really like
Ooh,
it.
let's add it to the
really
Soulful
like
Dictionary.
It is added.
All right. Without further ado, let's tell you how to do this. We'll give our 8 tools to sneak more exercise into your day. Tool number 1, you may have heard before. You may have heard if you're a client of ours or if you've been in the Soulful Society for a while. Positive reframe, switching exercise or fitness to the word movement.
Whatever is negative to you or intimidating to you or just conjures up a feeling and ugh, not now, or I don't wanna, whatever it is, eliminate it. Don't use that term. It sounds so small,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be so powerful. The term that gives you that yucky feeling, out. Use one that doesn't.
I'm pretty sure both of us have experiences with our clients where majority of them really appreciate the positive reframe of movement.
Yes, I've had people say to me, wow, when I eliminated all the connotations I have associated with exercise, just using one example of a word that they threw out to great effect, because they picture somewhere they don't feel included. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel like they belong. And if you have that feeling, you're not going to want to go to that place and do the thing that makes you feel like an outsider.
Right.
So don't do it.
Right. So whether the positive reframe is the word movement or whether it's just a reframing of, I want to get inside my body today, or I want to take care of my physicality today. What can I do? So just start thinking about how you can reframe it.
Tool number 2, break it up. Break up movement throughout your day. Doesn't matter how many times you come back to it, how long the intervals are. It's about the cumulative movement throughout your day, not the length of any one session. So pop it in short bursts.
In honor of the soulful way, do what works for you. If you prefer to get in 30 minutes all in one session, great. If that doesn't really resonate, short bursts, baby. Take the stairs, do 10 push ups or 10 sit ups randomly when you're feeling like your mood is starting to tank. That's usually an indicator for me that
Yes.
maybe I need to stretch, maybe I need to move.
I've had clients who love some point mid-morning, whenever they get that feeling that maybe they would otherwise have gone for the next cup of coffee. Instead, put in a little burst of activity. Go for a 10-minute walk. Do the jumping jacks, a set of push-ups, burpees, whatever it is to just kind of get that blood flowing. It's like your natural cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you feel that mid-afternoon slump coming on.
Perfect. Tool number 3, pick things you actually enjoy. Something that doesn't feel intimidating or like a chore, something that's actually fun. You may not be so sure about what that is, so have fun experimenting. Go for a bike ride with your kids.
Chase your dog around the backyard. Meet a friend, hit a tennis ball for a while.
Try longboarding. I got into that when I thought I was going on a snowboarding trip, and it's really fun. And I don't even realize that rollerblading and longboarding are leg workouts while I'm doing them.
If you have an activity that you don't think of as exercise, that you just think of as, I feel like doing that now. Oh, that's my fun thing. Hula hooping, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Dancing in the kitchen. I love it. Dancing in the kitchen. Dance literally anywhere for any amount of time. That'll really, really change your mood.
Tool number 4, make movement habits for yourself. And by movement habits, we mean things that when you're creating it as a habit, you're consciously thinking of it. Then you do it so often that you're no longer really even thinking of it. So when you enter your office building in the morning, turn toward the stairs. Don't even walk over to where the elevators are. That's how you enter the building. You walk and you turn toward the stairs. Or try something a little different, like when you get to the stairs, take them 2 at a time. Make that your new thing. You just take stairs 2 at a time. Make that your new habit. When it's time to mail a letter, instead of walking down the hall to the mail drop box, walk to the corner, to that blue mailbox on the corner. Drop the letter off. It'll only add 2 minutes each way into your day, but that little bit of extra movement all adds up day after day after day, week after week, month after month, so forth and so on. You've brought a bunch more movement into your life.
A helpful tip within this tool would be try out habit stacking. Habit stacking is essentially you're giving yourself a cue, like setting a situational alarm.
Yeah.
For example, if you know you already have the habit of doing skincare every morning, but you're really trying to get in 10 minutes of stretching a few times a week, make sure to do that before your skincare, for example.
Right. It's your cue to yourself. Or you can say, when I do this, when I make the bed, that's when I drop and do a dozen burpees. It's just, I do them together.
Right.
It's like you can't do one without the other. You make the bed, you do the burpees. Or when you're brushing your teeth, do a set of squats while brushing.
I like this one. If you're hitting the sofa, try tricep dips on the sofa. That one's hard.
I try to think of that as like the ticket to the sofa.
Right.
Because what I want to do is plunk down and find some really bad reality television for the night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have to earn that. And it's a small price. I just turn and do a set of tricep dips on the sofa. And it's not much, but then every time I get up, when I come back, my price to sit on the sofa is just turn and do another little set of tricep dips. And all that adds up. Tool number 5. Don't be afraid to try something new, even something a little goofy or outside the box. You never know what you're going to wind up loving.
Right, like a dance class or a Zumba or a salsa, or take dance lessons with a friend or your husband or wife. Pickleball, that sounds fun. I feel like a lot of people have a good time with that. You can do that with multiple friends or a couple's date night.
Yeah, I'm losing all my tennis friends to pickleball. I can't tell you how many
You
people
are?
have made the switch. And by that, I mean they still play tennis, but not nearly so often because they're loving pickleball right now. And if you're embarrassed to try something new in front of other people because you're worried about looking like a flopping fish out of water, go to YouTube. You can take some exotic dance class or some random workout that you've never heard of before in the privacy and security of your own living room.
Exotic dance kit, exotic dance class.
So you can tell I am self-aware enough to know that I don't really have rhythm. Well, I can hear the beat. I just can't make my body move in accordance with it. So I do look like the flounder. And by exotic, I mean salsa, or what's the class everybody does that I only do when I'm on vacation where people who I'll never have to see again in real life see me?
Merengue. Try something new, look it up on the internet, do something that you've never tried before. Tool number 6, make it social. So replace like an outing with cocktails. And, this is hard because personally, I love cocktail outings. But like, you don't have to do that every time with your friends. It doesn't always have to revolve around drinking. Try replacing something like drinks with a friend and swap it for a walk or a fitness class. Or maybe you're walking to the bar to get drinks. You know what I mean?
Ooh, an add-on.
Yes, yes. Make it social. Do it with a friend, a couple, whatever. It'll help with that accountability aspect as well.
And as much as I love time by myself, I will readily admit that when I do an activity with someone else, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a walk with a friend, you get to talking. The next thing you know, 45 minutes have flown by and you're like, wait, what time is it? Where did the time even go?
You're like, we just walked 2 miles. When?
Right.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
That brings up tool number 7, simply walk. Go for a walk. Tool number 2 said to break it up. So maybe you walk 10 minutes, 3 different times a day. Boom, you've now added 30 walking minutes to your day.
It makes a huge difference. And it doesn't sound like much, but I'm telling you, your glutes will thank you. Your legs will thank you. Your whole body will thank you just by walking more. Because again, we're not human doings. We're human beings. We're meant to move if you're able to.
Right.
If your body allows you to, walk it out.
Final tool for today works with many of the previous tools. Move it outside. Get outside. Do whatever it was you were doing. Just do it outside. Change of scene. Walk and talk. Walk and listen to a podcast or recorded book. Walk with your dog. Get outside.
It's definitely going to impact your mental health in the best way possible. Even if the sun isn't out, you're still getting a little bit of that vitamin D, just the fresh air, what it means for your wellness to go outside. So might as well pair it with some movement.
Go in the backyard, lunge back and forth across the backyard. You just added a bunch of movement that your body will thank you for.
Yeah. So whether it's a 10-minute yoga, whether it's tricep dips on the couch or taking the stairs, find the movement that works for you and that resonates. Sneak it into your day and start to see the mental health and emotional wellness benefits. Whatever you do, there's no need to think of movement anymore as just one more thing on your daily to-do list. Just remember the 8 soulful strategies to make more movement work for you.
Use the positive reframe. Break it up into manageable chunks. Pick activities that you like doing. Create movement habits for yourself. Try something new. Make it social. Just walk and get outside. It's now time to hit the court or leash up your pup or whatever you choose to do, because any form of physical movement can help you unwind and lower your overall stress level.
Thank you so much for joining us again, Soulful Society, for another week of wellness goodness.
Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed today's episode, please send it to a friend who would like to hear some creative ways to make getting exercise a little less intimidating and work into your everyday.
Till next week, peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light.
The Soulful of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers. Soulful.